Morocco.
But the question is,
well, it's like an
to
Indian.
go beyond this like accusation of religion.
Accusation of religion. There was an accusation of religion.
What I'm trying to comprehend is this, right?
Well, that's heavy, man.
To me, the only given there is that I keep waking up every morning.
But no, if you get strangled in the night.
But it hasn't happened yet. There's been a few attempts at strangling me. I mean it. I've had men with their hands around my throat trying to stop me from breathing anymore because they didn't like the stuff I talk about and they didn't like my attitude and the way I talk. That has happened to me quite a few times over the years. It's really quite some of the freakiest repetition I've had. Because once it happened in the same day, 2 different people in 2 different places in the same day trying to strangle me. But it has happened at other places like rainbow gatherings and stuff, places where it shouldn't happen because they're all such nice people. So,
but no,
anyway,
but come on, if you believe in evolution, you know that we're not.
I don't believe in evolution.
You don't.
I don't believe in stuff at all. Like I'm saying, the only given I have is I keep waking up. And in my daytime, when I'm already awake, interacting with this world that just is the way it is, I don't understand it. But I realised when I was 15, after asking for a little while, asking grown-ups and teachers and people about what is going on, how does it work then? And I realised really soon that they didn't know the answers to the questions I was asking. You know, my mum had to give up at 15 and say, I just don't know the answers to the kind of things you're asking. So from then I started figuring it out myself-ish. But that's the only given I have, is that whatever it is that keeps waking up in me.
As in Ishmael.
Figuring out myself-ish in terms of the ish is that you... Who the fuck are you, like?
You're a bit ish-ish with your issues.
Well, who are you, man? You've said your name is Ian, and I can interpret you to this degree, but I can't
are not
really
a Norman with a clipboard,
I can't really say
looking at an Anglo-Saxon, saying how many pigs have I got?
In where I'm at.
I've got one bicycle.
Where I'm at, I can't really say that even if I get to know you for 20 years and we hang out a lot, that I'd ever really get to know you. I'm educated enough in myself now. That means that I've seen information outside of myself, that I've run through my own programs and truth systems. So as far as I'm aware, through my education of what I've gone out and found out for myself and checked inside myself, this little baby, when it's get born, is going to be hearing my voice through the medium of air, not through the medium of womb. And the same for every other sound it hears. Once it starts breathing air, it starts to hear through air. And this whole electric circuit gets set on by the breath, and it begins recording. Now, it has been recording up till this point. It's like a pre-recording, but from that moment onwards, it's a recording. And the child's personality is formed by its environment, not by the child. That much I have educated myself to take on as like the closest thing to facts.
I completely agree with you there. That we have our opinions because of the lives we've lived. It's not, we just think, well, these are nice opinions to have. People who have their opinions through their experience.
So as a grown-up, I'm now aware that in meeting you today, by chance, might have seen you a few times before.
I've met you before. Well, I've seen you before.
Was it you that stopped a couple of weeks ago and was a bit surprised that it had been 2 years that I'd been here?
No, I'm not sure. I don't think we had.
Did we have a little conversation 2 weeks ago, though?
No, I've seen you here before. You know, because I love the filter beds.
No, it was you then.
Often take
it was you. Same answer.
A lunch there, you know.
Same answer. Okay.
On Nature's Throne.
And sometimes I ride around the circle a bit. And just go round and round and round and round and round and round and round. It's a bit like a child swinging around a lamppost, you know, but
Nice way to spend time. Nice way to spend time.
Well,
I mean, if there's a lack of interest, I probably shouldn't try to establish my thought forms with your help. So maybe I'll back down.
You think I haven't shown enough interest?
No, I'm just saying that it is quite intense what I'm trying to draw forth here. And I'm learning to not just predatory, like spring these concepts on people, thinking in my superiority that they won't really get it from the start, so I have to play this chess game with the concepts. I'm trying to improve my processing ability of thoughts which are not even mine.
The Pope doesn't get informed everything about the skies. You know, he's accepted. They finally accepted that the Earth goes around the sun. They did put Galileo. They banged him up for saying.
The thing I was saying to you a minute ago is that even if I know you for the next 20 years, all I know of you is my projection of what I think I'm hearing of whatever, if you exist, that you're emitting. I'll say it a little bit again.
Well, you don't project when you listen, do you?
You do. Yeah.
What is that? What listening is about?
No, but it is part of the process that we try to ignore. We want to think that we actually hear what's being said, don't we? But listen to all the miscommunication. How's it happening if we're all hearing what's said?
Well, the Old Testament turns you on. I used to play a game in Slash Your Wrist Scottish Bed and Breakfasts when I was not staying in my boat. There were these Gideon's Bibles in the worst places, and I used to play detective. Like, you want to know where have other miserable fuckers, where have they gone? So you're looking for the more thumb pages, and the book will open itself out at Deuteronomy, which is where God
punishment,
plagues of this and plagues of that. You know,
punishment.
Yes.
And you opened it also on the pages of punishment. And what pages did you turn to?
Well, no, I didn't open it.
Honestly,
I just followed what other people did.
You let it open on Deuteronomy, and did you leave it at that? Or did you go, I wonder if it's just like any other book, if I just let it open on any other page for me, because I'm a consciously growing ape.
You can tell a book that's been read in certain places and not in others. That's all I was doing. That's how I arrived at.
Pick a book at random. And there's a Bible there, so be careful.
Lone Traveller. Tale of...
That's not random if you're reading it. Pull it out.
I tried putting, but it was well wedged.
It's good enough. Oh yeah, they're wedged for that.
Oh, 2 wheels.
Woo-woo! Put it aside.
What have I done?
Take the card that dropped out, not the card you chose. Give us that.
Right. You've got to clear up this immediately, or...
Brilliant. Show it to the camera, show it to the camera. Okay, describe it to the camera. And you have to use words, not just laughter.
My God.
The first words. Continue with your description.
No, not my God.
Continue with your description.
Not my God.
Continue. Interpret. And describe.
I'm a hellish critic of Christianity, you know.
It just fell out, man, on a page that's open.
Oh, this is
not the Bible. No, you just have to interpret it because...
Everything happens for a meaning.
It doesn't have to happen for a meaning.
Oh, no, it's coincidence,
It is a coincidence.
Do you know the number of times I've ridden up that canal and not spoken to you?
Nothing more than you are speaking to us now that did fall.
Yeah, but most of the time I haven't.
The chances of that falling out happen to be 100%, because that's exactly what happened. It didn't 3/4 fall out. It's not a meaningful coincidence. It's not a synchronicity if you don't want it to be. But it did happen at the same time.
You're actually holding the cross in a rather it's like a sword, isn't it?
You got to describe it. Tara doesn't even... I don't think Tara's ever seen that picture, man.
You're holding a cross with the nailed up man
What
like
man?
a sword.
What man? Come on, it could be art. What man is on the cross?
The man who should have gone for a Mediterranean holiday instead of this shit that's getting a bit hot. I want to have some fun.
Who, you?
No,
You're on the cross.
Why don't you write? You write a fucking gospel about?
Are you on the cross?
Look, Jesus never went on the cross. He had a very nice holiday in.
Describe the
he
fucking
went
photograph,
to the south of France.
not
he
your
went to
projection.
Italy,
Now you get my point,
time.
don't you? You get my point, don't you? I've shown you something that's very plain and simple. It's a fucking photograph. It is what it is. It needs no interpretation.
Well,
and all we've gotten from you so far is interpretation.
The geezer on the...
Describe the photograph. No, stop. It's not about the photograph.
He's a fascist in his own
It's
boat.
not about the photograph. And I said to you, this is quite an intense concept.
What was that?
There's a little sign up there.
Look forward.
Oh, well, you've got your splot of...
I didn't put it there.
Fantastic coincidence. It was made, yeah.
I didn't even remember it was there. It's hard. All I've asked you to do is describe a photograph. It's like reading a page of a book. Now, it's not likely you'd have pulled out a book that was so intense that any
this
random
looks like
page
a man on the run from the religious police.
There you go. Describe the photograph, please.
Your man's holding a broadsword that happens to be a cross. And I don't know, there's a big... it's in a city street and there's a stand with some material with a geezer in a long frock and long hair going, and he's got a halo.
Is that the guy holding a sword that's got the halo? Or who's got the halo?
Now move into the sun. There you are. Oh, what coincidence. Wow.
If there's any meaningfulness, man, it's from your perspective, yeah? It's not real.
Right, I'm sticking this back randomly so somebody else...
You haven't described what's actually in the fucking photograph.
I don't do anything to your satisfaction.
Point being isn't what's on the photograph, is it? The point being is I'm trying to say that I wake up every day. That's the only fact that I know of. The rest of it is all this hearsay or what I've figured out as an extrapolation.
You can't overdo the minimalism, you know.
So that's why I can't really get to know you.
I lived in a 16th.
It's because your personality is developed from your
for
environment.
a year and a half end to end. Not continuously. It was a sailing dinghy, a big one.
On the Thames?
No. I've had one on the Thames, but not to sleep aboard. Well, you'd have to get off the water. Well, not off the water. You'd have to go up a creek, sail it up some mud or something. You wouldn't get ashore. You don't get ashore on mud. Well, you can, but you look a right fucking mess.
So in
16 foot. This is a hell of a lot bigger than...
Yeah, no, this one is twice that.
Well, in boat terms,
in this moment,
you know, go on. In this moment. I went to the wrong yoga class today because I thought today was Wednesday.
This moment,
yeah.
Try again.
So I met this woman in her 50s who I've known before, and she looks even fitter now than she was before. She looks...
You're getting towards feelings. That's quite close to the moment, yeah. You've at least gone out...
Oh, okay. You know, she's dressed all in red. And she's...
It's externalising, but in this moment...
I did the first Lotus... I don't be years.
In this moment... In this moment, can you describe your root chakra? Is it the same as it is on every day, or has something changed over the last hour that you haven't quite been noticing? It's possible. Do you know how to look? Most people just blank me on questions like that and say, hey, that's fucking freaky, how dare you mention anything like that.
The only thing you know for sure is you wake up every day. Bollocks! You said that. You repeated that.
I think it's worth repeating.
It's got a hollow ring. You breathe. What about each breath?
I take them all as being the one truth. Yeah.
It's the same truth.
That's the same truth. It's the same truth. Sorry that I didn't spend 5 days describing all the natural processes that I become aware of when I am awake. But it was the same concept, you're right, yes. In this moment.
Oh, it's not bad. Get sun. Fun. Normally I'd be looking at the water a lot more, but I'd take a long time for those horrible clods to go downstream.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, Julia!
Yeah. I'll just relocate.